All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First, I'd like to say, call Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, double honors, elders, apostles of Great Millstone, Tarshu, citation for like Israel. This is Brother Tazban. Today, I got the brother.
Tazwan.
And today's lesson is really going to be, mainly about, bearing our cross, doing really what we're prone here to do, okay? Because in the end of the day, we're the angels that left our first estate. All right, inside of this, chained into this everlasting darkness. All right, I'm about to pull this real quick. This is Jude chapter 1, verse 5. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt afterward, destroyed them that believed not. So, the Lord put us in remembrance. What? The scriptures and knowledge, okay? Having saved, dealing with, Elder Abba Bivens back in that time, okay? Having saved the people out of the land of Egypt afterward, destroyed them that believe not. So, the Lord, brought the people out of Egypt, which we all know that, dealing with time of Moses, but, and also destroyed those that didn't believe, okay? But this is my point right here, verse 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation. So the angels that left our first estate, we were angels, okay? See, the men of the Lord, the elect, are not just any other people walking around this earth. We're in a humble state right now, okay? Because we got to go through we got to bear the indignation of the Most High, for what we've done in our past, okay? But the angels which kept not the first estate, and that's the men of the Lord, were angels, okay? Just in these fleshly bodies, all right? But left their own habitation, which was what? The heavens, okay? They left their own body, all right? He hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. In this everlasting changes, it's the flesh, okay? It's the flesh, okay? And when we came down here, we came down here knowing, in the spiritual realm, knowing that we're going to have to deal with, picking up our cross, picking up our burden, picking up our hell that we got to go through, okay? Because in the end of the day, we the ones who went off, okay? Our people's the ones who went off, okay? As Yahushua suffered, so we have to suffer with him. So if Yahweh made Yahushua suffer, what more is us? Are we greater than Yahushua that we're not going to suffer? Hell no. All right. This is Luke chapter 14, verse 22. And the servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. That's doing the work, okay? For I say unto you that none of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper. And there went great multitudes with him. And he turned and said unto them, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brother and sister and and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. So now this is not talking about you, going off against your parents, against your brothers and sisters. Okay, this is not telling you to go off and go cuss them out. This is telling you as if you were in a house and you have to choose between serving the Lord or doing what they need to do. You're going to have to get space from them, some way, and move on and go do what you got to do for the Lord. So if you're not willing to sacrifice if your people was off, and if you're not willing to sacrifice not doing a Christmas with them, not doing a Thanksgiving with them, not doing, the things of this world with them. So if you're not willing to do that, then you're not going to be a disciple of the Most High. So if you're not willing to drop everything and follow the Lord, then you're not going to be the man of the Lord, okay? And whosoever doeth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple, right? So if we can't bear our hell, if we cannot bear our cross, if we cannot hold up what we need to hold up, we can't be the elect of the Most High. We cannot be the chosen ones of Israel, okay? For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Okay? So, speaking carnally, when you building a house, what's the first thing you do? Check your tools, see if you got the tools to finish it, see if you got the supplies. Okay? You got a bust tire. Make sure that, you make sure, oh, well, I already got supplies for that. Same thing for the truth. Don't be coming to this truth thinking it's a game. Okay? Because it ain't. Are you built up? Don't come on the highways and byways if you're not learned. Are you learned? Did you study? Did you do what you got to do for the Lord? Are you able to hold it down? Are you able to go out and be under that pressure of being amongst other people? Okay? Do you have social anxiety? Are you not able to speak your mind freely? Are you not able to speak your mind freely amongst these damn devils? Okay? Are you not able to handle conflict, confrontation when it comes up to you? Will you get scared if multiple people come up to you? These are things you got to count the cost before going, before being in this truth. Because these are things that's just going to happen when you're on the highways and byways. Okay? So when you're in this truth, count the cost. Okay? So don't come in this truth knowing that you're a weak man, that you can't deal with it. All right? Lest happily, after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. And that's the man of the Lord mocking him. Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to mock all these fallouts. The elect's going to mock all the fallouts. They'll be like, oh, well, shit, you started, but shit, guess what? The Lord came, nigga. The Lord came, nigga. When you thought he wasn't going to come, well, guess what? He came, nigga. And all you had to do was wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however more years, and you would have had it. It's like being in high school, right? All right, quick story. I know this little nigga I went to high school with. We were sitting down. We were classmates. We were juniors. Okay, it was junior year, beginning of my junior year, if I'm not wrong. Okay, I was in one of my teacher's room. Dude, he was talking to me. He was like, man, I can't do this shit no more. I can't do this class no more. I was like, yeah, man, this shit's retarded. I fucking hate school too. And he was like, man, I'm finna drop out. I'm like, what? Hold up, bro. We juniors. We got one more fucking year left. We a fucking junior, bro. What you mean? Just, bro, finish this year, my G? He's like, nah, bro. I already talked. I want to be home, play Rainbow Six Siege. You know how people get. In my ass nigga. But you know how people get. I'm like, man, that's some dumb. I said, bro, come on, man. Now you being dumb. I said, bro, we only got one more year. What's one more year of this bullshit? But then, looked up. Home, the nigga fell out. He fucking dropped out. Text my phone and shit. Little IG and shit. He was like, hey, bro, you still in school? Ha, ha, ha. I'm like, oh, damn, you dropped out? He's like, yeah. I was like, all right, bro. And next thing you know, I was a fucking senior. And next thing you know, I fucking graduated and got my diploma. Now he got to handle bullshit. Now he got to handle dumb shit. So same thing in this truth. We about to fucking graduate. Seeing everything that's going on in this hell. This our fucking junior year. No, this our senior year. Okay? We about to, the elect is finna graduate. And what you do after that? The nigga don't got his diploma, but I can look at that nigga and laugh at him and be like, well, nigga, I told you we had one more year. And I got my motherfucking diploma. When you look for jobs, they say high school GED. Well, you ain't got one because you dropped out. So that's the same thing for being this truth. Okay? That's why when the Lord comes, we're gonna laugh at you motherfuckers. And that's why we're gonna laugh when you getting burnt up. Because at the end of the day, you fell out when the Lord was already coming. You fell out when the Lord was already coming. So, so yeah, man. So keep going this thing, man. So we're gonna have tough times, but that's the sifting. That's the Lord sifting. Okay? Or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with the 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000. So before, like the same thing. So when you go to war, what do you do? Go to war, shit. Do I have enough men to handle 20,000? Only got 10,000. Okay, so what's my plan of strategy? Should I go to war? Should I make peace? So before you come in this thing, man, You got to be strong. You got to understand the gravity of this truth, the seriousness of it. Because if you do fall out, you will get 20 times, 7 times 7 more demons than what you had before you came in. You think shit's hard now, but this is just everyday. What you're going through is everyday life that the next man is going through that don't got the Messiah. Think about that shit. And then it's not only you going through it, it's other brothers in the truth. And then we got the scriptures. Okay? Verse 32, or else, while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an ambassage and desireth conditions of peace. So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he hath, he cannot be my disciple. So, like I said, man, if we're not willing to forsake everything that we have right now, we're not able to be the elect. Because the elect will do that shit without heartbeat. Because they trust in the Most High. Because they trust that what the Lord's going to give them is way more than what they're giving up. I will give you everything because I believed on you. Because I know the Most High is still dealing with you. Because I know you are real. And when the Lord comes, He's going to give you everything that you lost 20 times more. So if you're not really, truly willing, so if there's something that you love more than the Most High that you feel like you can't drop, the Most High is not going to deal with you. Because you got to always remember, the Lord's not going to do something unrighteous to His elect. Salt is good, but if she salt have lost his Savior, wherewith shall it be seasoned? It is neither fit for the land, nor yet for the dunghill, but men cast it out. He that hath an ears to hear, let him hear. So, you fall back into the world, bro. You're not fit for the kingdom. You're not fit to sit on 12. You're not fit to sit on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? This is Romans chapter 8, verse 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope. So, we're subject to this, man, but not willingly, right? But what's that word, vanity? What is devoid of truth and appropriateness, preservedness, depravity. For y'all see these words, for fertility, want of vigor, vanity. So so we're subject to this bullshit. We're subject to this flesh. We're subject to all this bullshit. Subject to this hell. We're subject to going off, not willingly, but by the reason of him who have subjected the same in hope, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of Yahweh. So Adam didn't really willingly go off. Okay, he went off because he was designed to. He didn't go off willingly. He went off because we're designed to. But at the end of the day, this is the Lord's story. So who's going to tell the Lord why this and that? You're a fucking fool if you do that shit. But we didn't go off willingly. But this is to make us respect the kingdom of heaven 20 times more. Because if you wake up, that's why people call rich people spoiled little brats. You got a fucking child. If you wake up when billions of fucking dollars born, I'm saying born, from day one, you would never know what it was like to be poor. So you would laugh at the bum on the street when he walks around, because you don't understand what it is. And then if you get a nice ass Rolls Royce Mustang, Lambo, you look at that shit and be like, but that's a 2021. That shit's ugly. I want the other one. You might get a mansion. I don't like this mansion. I want the other mansion. You won't respect what you have because you don't know what it's like not to have it. And that's why we're going through the bullshit that we're going through. Because yes, went off, and two, to learn to respect what we're about to learn to respect what Yahweh is preparing for his men. It's all, we have something beautiful coming, man. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. Seeing the Lord say he would deliver us from this hell. Okay? Because the Lord, in the end of the day, he put us here. And he can bring us out. All right? For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. See? We're fucking crying to the Most High. It's hell. Until now, until this very day. Shoot, they was crying to the Lord all the way back in the ancient world times. We've been crying to the Lord for a minute. It's hell, man. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit. So not even us. Just the trees is crying. Their homes, the animals crying, their homes getting chopped down. Shit, the animals is going homeless. Oh, fucking, it came up that a fucking squirrel that only eats nuts is now turned to a fucking carnivore. That's starting to eat rats now. Anything smaller than him. Why? Because Esau's cutting down their trees, which their food grows off of. And now their food is scarce. They can barely find food. Now they gotta change their habitat and adapt and start eating rats and shit. So what you think they doing? They crying. They groaning. They hungry. The trees on fucking cement and shit. This ain't right. What the fuck does a tree gotta be on the fucking cement for? This shit ain't right. You got fake plants and shit. Fake grass. Look, why do you think you see cracks up under the fucking cement? It's the earth trying to break out. This shit is, the sidewalk that you fucking walk on was originally grass before Esau Edom came and fucked everything up, put pavement over it. Why do you think tornadoes and shit happens? The Lord's wrath, man, and because the earth is crying to the Most High. So every spirit here is crying to the Lord. Okay? And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit. So not only us, the elect is crying too, because they going through hell. The elect is crying to the Most High. Okay? Even we ourselves groaning with ourselves, groan within ourselves, Suffering, man. Waiting for the adoption, to wit the redemption of our body. So we're waiting for Yahweh to change our body, to bring us out this shithole, and so we can have forever peace with Yahweh. For we are saved by hope. For we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doeth he yet hope for? But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. And that's what we're doing. We're waiting for the Most High. We have hope, and that's faith. So this is why the elect is able to wait. And this is why the elect is not going to fall. Because they truly have faith. They are truly hoping. And they truly believe that Yahweh Almighty is coming. And this is why the men of the Lord is the strongest men upon this earth. 144,000. The elect is the strongest and the best man upon the earth. Because the elect is also the most humblest. They got the strength, because they deal with the hell, and they're also hoping and believing in something that they don't even remember seeing, that they don't even see. It's not like the ancient world where the Lord was talking to us back in the time of Moses, okay, back in the time of King David. We can't sit here and go call the Lord and go have a conversation. No, this is pure hope. It's faith, man. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. So this your Spirit be praying as well, man. You know, that's why we know if you ever, not sure everyone, but you know, if you ever pray, you know, you get alone, you pray to the Most High, man. Sometimes you got prayers, man, where you crying to the Most High, you know, because you praying to the Lord, man. You feel it. Sometimes you feel it when you pray. Sometimes, man, I pray, man, I can feel my spirit when I pray. I can feel it. I can feel the groaning. Okay? And he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will and power. So the Most High, he knows if you real. He knows if you just, and he knows if you truly believe it. He knows if you genuine. So he's not going to have us suffer the fall. He's not going to have us to fall out. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High. This right here. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. To them who are the called according to his purpose. For whom he did foreknew, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called, and whom he called, them he also justified, and whom he justified, them he also glorified. So there you go. So we know that for the good to them, I'm going to reread this, verse 28, Romans 8:28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High. And that's what we know. And this is why we're not going to go off against the Most High. This is why we're not going to fall out, because we understand and we know that, yeah, we're going through this bullshit. But we know when you go back to all the scriptures that the Lord, he gave good. He gave back 20 times more than what he took. Okay? So this is faith, man. It takes faith to understand what I'm saying. It takes faith to understand. You know, it takes faith to understand, you know, why we're going through what we're going through. It takes faith to do what we do. It takes faith to push a video. It takes faith to go on the highways and byways. Okay? So we're not in the spirit of, we can't be in the spirit of fear and in the spirit of worry. We need to be in the spirit of locking in even more with Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. Because we know when we do good unto the Most High, the Lord will do good unto us. Okay? This is, you know, my last precept here. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. I'll start at 11. I'm going to start at 9. It's 1 Corinthians 10:9. Neither let us tempt the Mashiach, as some of them also tempted and were destroyed of serpents. Okay, so don't tempt the Lord, you know, for a prime example. Don't sit over there and be like, I'm going to jump off a fucking bridge. The Lord's going to save me. That's some dumb shit. Okay, don't, you know, scripture says we don't have spiritual power. Don't jump over to a fucking lion and be like, I'm going to go kick his ass. Okay, now you tempt the Lord. You're a dumbass. Okay. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured and were destroyed of the destroyer. So don't go talking shit against the Most High. Don't go talking shit against another brother. Don't go, you know, secretly behind their back, you know, secretly being wicked towards them, you know. Now all these things happen unto them for ensamples, and they are written for our admiration, upon whom the end of the world are come. Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. Okay? So if you think, you know, that, you know, I ain't never gonna fall, You know, listen to scriptures, bro. Go back and read. Okay? Read what the Lord's gonna say first. Okay, so take heed, listen and hear. Okay, right here is the point. Verse 13. Therefore hath no temptation taken you, but such as is comely to man. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is comely to man. Reread that. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. Okay. So what you going through, another man's going through, whether he got the Most High or not. When you see bums on the street, they in a worse predicament than you. But they on the street. When you see people out of job, you know, it's because they struggling. They in the same position as you. Okay? But the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. And Lord, he'll give you a breathing room. He'll get you a way to escape. All you need to do is do what you got to do for him. All you need to do, you know, is stay right and do what you got to do for Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. Because he got a way for you to escape it no matter what hell you have. And he's not going to give you too much that he knows you can't take. Because he's going to give you a way out of it. So that shows what? The Lord, he controls all things. Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings, or the Lord, how can man understand his own way? It's also one in Jeremiah that says the Lord, he directed the steps. So, you know, we always got to remember that. Yeah, so we always got to remember that, man. So whatever you going through, you know, the Most High can get you out of it. Because, you know, pretty sure you catching hell as I'm catching hell, as we catching hell. Pretty sure you are too. But at the end of the day, the Lord, he got a way out of it for us to escape. All we got to do is lock in for the Most High. Do what we got to do, and then figure out the shit that you're going through. Praying to the Most High about it. Pray to the Most High about it. This is a vital thing. Pray to the Most High about it consistently, and get in your scriptures. Get in your scriptures. And then figure out what you got to do for that situation. And it will work in the end. Okay? About to get this one quick precept real quick. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 20. Curse not the king, know not in thy thoughts, and curse not the rich in thy bedchambers, for a bird of the air shall carry the voice, and that which hath wings shall tell the matter. And that is the angels. So don't, because the Most High, he hears your prayers. So anything you say, the Lord, he carries it up. Anything comes out your mouth, he carries it up. So the wicked, when they want to curse out the Lord, guess what? The angels there, and he carry it up. But for us, man, knowing this, man, you know, as a man of the Lord, the angels there, they see what you, hey, pray to the Most High, man. And the angels, they carry it up to the Most High, and they bring it up in order, whatever they got to go in order to, you know, and it gets Yahweh Shah and gets Yahweh. Okay? So we always got to remember, man, we got a way out of everything. Okay? Got one more precept before we close out. So, you know, one of my favorite scriptures to go to it a lot is Romans chapter 8, verse 18. For I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. So there we go. So we always got to remember that. So the suffering of this time is not worthy to be compared to what we're about to have. So that what we're about to have is so great that we're going to laugh at this shit that we're going through now. Because we're going through it now, we don't feel that we are. But when we get what we're about to have, this shit will be nothing. We'll laugh at it. We're going to be getting crowned. We're going to be in glory. We're going to be with the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. What we got to do is continue to wait upon the Lord. The scripture says, continue waiting upon the Lord, and he shall renew your strength. Okay? So all we got to do is wait upon Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. And do what we got to do for the Lord. And with that, you got anything? And with that, like I said, call Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim, Karkadash. The honest elders, possibly a millstone, Tarshu, citation of Israel. This is Brother Tazbar. And with that, Shalom and a Baba Ball.